Eating disorders do not discriminate. They can impact people of every age, gender, race, and body type.
Joining us now to discuss eating disorder awareness, signs, symptoms, and how to navigate body dysmorphia is Dr. Ellen Astrachan-Fletcher. Dr. Ellen, thank you so much for being here. Let's talk about some of the signs, first of all, of eating disorders.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me. There are a variety of signs. There are physical signs, there are emotional signs. So some of the things you're going to see really pretty quickly is a hyper-focus on how can I lose weight, or I need to exercise. You'll start seeing people isolating, withdrawing from family and friends. Probably going to see more lying, more moodiness, things like that.
And you will also see some physical changes, correct?
Absolutely, although I do want to say, just like eating disorders don't discriminate with age, race, and other things, it doesn't discriminate with body size.
What do you mean by that?
So, for example, there's a certain belief that someone with an eating disorder has a certain body type.
Like they're thin or frail or something? Yeah.
Right, absolutely. In fact, people can have eating disorders with every single body type. So, I mean, we're talking about anorexia, bulimia, binge eating disorder, ARFID, there are a lot of disorders and they look a lot of different ways.
Wait, I need to stop you. ARFID, I had never heard of that. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, that's avoidant restrictive feeding intake disorder.
Okay. And that person, they just won't eat certain foods? Or?
Right. So very often it happens in younger children, and it's kind of looks like pickiness.
Yes.
And that's how it kind of starts out. And if the family kind of gives in to that, sometimes it actually gets worse.
Oh, okay.
And it can develop into a severe, avoidant feeding intake. Food intake disorder.
What if a friend happens to notice something out of the ordinary? Not a family member, but it's kind of that awkward stage where a friend might notice something and feels funny about saying something, or maybe off base.
And that makes sense because eating disorders tend to be very secretive, right? So probably the person is giving you signals they don't want to talk about it. And as a good friend, as someone who loves this person, honestly, the best thing to do is just stick to the facts. Let them know you're concerned, let them know you care, and let them know what you're seeing, but do not judge.
Oh, okay.
Very good, yeah.
And how does body dysmorphia fit into this whole sphere of eating disorders?
Right. Body dysmorphia is where someone gets hyper fixated on something in their body as being totally wrong, but other people don't see it. Right, and so it's like this distorted way that they look at themselves.
Like my hips are too big, my legs are too short.
I mean, it can even be like my nose is too big or my eyes are too close together, but typically we think when we're talking about eating disorders more body focus.
So with the body dysmorphia though, are they seeking treatment to get, going under plastic surgery constantly or getting fillers?
Often, that's absolutely correct.
That's another sign.
And that's another type of disorder.
Does social media hurt or help in these days? Because initially you'd think, social media, everybody's online trying to compare themselves with each other. But it could also be a help, too, if somebody needs somewhere to go.
Absolutely. I mean, social media can be a wonderful resource, and it can be a danger, right? And that's just the reality, and it depends on how somebody's using what's available to us. If you're using it to compare yourself to others, to kind of look at what you're doing wrong, how you're failing, it's going to be destructive, right?
So how do you go about treating eating disorders? Because we still have to eat.
Yes, we do.
You know what I'm saying? And there are still some things that we should restrict ourselves from. So it's a very delicate balance that you have to take. So how do you treat this?
I mean, truly the healthiest way to eat, because I heard you say there are still some things you have to restrict. We say everything in moderation, right? I mean, we want to approach food as it's not good or bad. And how do we treat it? There are a lot of different ways. So we have to focus on things like how socially withdrawn someone is, how little they have connection. That is something that's going to matter. Certainly, depending on how severe the eating disorder is, we have a variety of levels of care, from inpatient to residential, partial hospitalization, intensive outpatient, and outpatient. And so that's based on how much support does someone need.
And what should parents do if they suspect their teenager or their child even might have an eating disorder?
Really, the most important thing I can say is don't ignore it. right? Because it's scary. And the most important thing is to see it, to recognize it, to talk to your child, to express, again, your concern without judgment.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, Dr. Ellen, thank you so
Dr.
much for
Ellen.
coming in and sharing that wisdom with us.
Thank you.
appreciate your time. Thank you.
EatingRecoveryCenter.com
Thank you so
is where
much.
you get more information.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.